At 68, Patty Loveless has finally spoken openly about Vince Gill, an artist, collaborator, and longtime friend whose influence on her life runs deeper than most fans ever knew. Loveless, a woman whose voice has carried the grit of Kentucky coal country and the tenderness of Appalachian hymns, has long been celebrated for her authenticity. She built her career on emotional truth, turning heartbreak into art and resilience into melody. Yet, for decades, her relationship with Gill remained quiet, unspoken, unpublicized, and rooted in mutual respect rather than headlines. Now, in a rare and heartfelt reflection, Loveless has lifted the curtain on the bond that shaped her music and supported her through life's most difficult moments. What she revealed is not just a story of two artists collaborating, it is a story of two souls holding each other steady in an industry that often breaks people apart. Roots in the Kentucky Hills. Patty Loveless was born Patricia Lee Ramey on January 4, 1957, in Pikeville, Kentucky. Raised in the small coal mining community of Elkhorn City, she grew up surrounded by the rugged beauty of Kentucky's mountains. The region's sounds, bluegrass, gospel, and old-time country, echoed through the hills, shaping her voice and her spirit. Her father, John Ramey, was a coal miner whose health deteriorated from black lung disease, a struggle that deeply affected the family and would later inspire some of Patty's most powerful songs. Her mother, Naomi, nurtured Patty's love of singing, encouraging her to harmonize with her older sister, Dottie. Those early family sing-alongs became the foundation of Loveless's vocal style, rich, emotional, and steeped in authenticity. Her childhood wasn't easy, but it gave her a deep well of experience to draw from. Pain, love, and the kind of strength that comes from surviving. A young dreamer finds her voice. As a teenager, Patty idolized country legends like Loretta Lynn and Dolly Parton, women from humble beginnings who rose to the pinnacle of country music. Inspired, she began performing with her brother Roger, who played guitar and managed her early career. In the early 1970s, the siblings traveled to Nashville, where Roger had connections through his work with the Wilburn brothers. During one visit, young Patty sang backstage at the Grand Ole Opry and caught the attention of Porter Wagoner and Dolly Parton. These encounters gave her confidence that she could make it in the business. Yet her early career wasn't without struggle. In her late teens, she married Terry Lovelace, whose surname later became her stage name. They performed together in small clubs across the South, blending rock and country influences. But the marriage dissolved, and Patty returned to Kentucky to regroup, an early lesson in resilience that would later define her music. A Star is Born, the rise of Patty Loveless. By the mid-1980s, Patty was back in Nashville, performing regularly and building momentum. Her powerful voice soon attracted the attention of MCA Records, which signed her in 1985. Her early albums, including If My Heart Had Windows, 1988, and Honky Tonk Angel, 1988, announced the arrival of a major new talent. Songs like Chains, Timber, I'm Falling in Love, and Don't Toss Us Away climbed the charts and cemented her reputation as a leading voice in the neo-traditional country movement. This era brought a return to country's roots, and Patty became one of its most authentic champions. She didn't chase pop crossover, she stayed true to the music that shaped her. Her voice wasn't just powerful, it was honest, capable of carrying heartbreak and hope in the same breath. The public responded, and she quickly became one of the most respected performers of her generation. The 1990s, a decade of mastery and heartbreak. The 1990s marked the height of Patty Loveless's commercial and artistic success. Albums like Only What I Feel, 1993, When Fallen Angels Fly, 1994, and The Trouble with the Truth, 1996, showcased her gift for interpreting songs with emotional honesty and grit. Hits such as How Can I Help You Say Goodbye, Blame It on Your Heart, and You Don't Even Know Who I Am became signature tracks, blending heartbreak, resilience, and compassion. Critics praised her ability to inhabit a song completely, breathing life into lyrics through aching vulnerability and soulful power. her collaboration with producer and later husband Emery Gordy Jr. produced some of the most sonically rich and emotionally layered country music of the decade. Together, they crafted a sound that was both timeless and contemporary, bridging the gap between traditional country and modern storytelling. In every song, Patti carried the voice of the mountains. Mountain Soul. A return to roots. Patti's artistry extended beyond chart success. She became known as one of country music's most authentic storytellers. Unlike many contemporaries who leaned toward pop crossover, Patti remained rooted in her Appalachian heritage. Her 2001 album Mountain Soul was a landmark project that fused bluegrass instrumentation with country storytelling. It was a tribute to her Kentucky upbringing, featuring songs that explored faith, family, and rural life. The album earned widespread critical acclaim and proved she could honor tradition while innovating within it. She followed it with Mountain Soul 2 in 2009, further solidifying her reputation as a bridge between country and bluegrass. These albums reinforced her status as a musician who preserved the soul of the genre while still evolving, and they remain some of her most cherished works: awards, respect, and quiet strength. Throughout her career, Patti Loveless earned multiple awards, including honors from the Country Music Association and the Academy of Country Music. In 1988, she was inducted into the Grand Ole Opry, one of her proudest moments and a lifelong dream realized. Despite her fame, she remained humble and grounded, staying close to her Kentucky roots and maintaining a reputation for kindness in an industry often defined by ego. Fellow artists frequently praised her generosity and quiet strength. Vince Gill, one of her longtime collaborators, once said, "Loveless sings with the heart of the mountains in her voice." That sentiment reflects the profound respect her peers have for her. Even as she stepped back from the spotlight in later years, she never lost the power to move audiences. Her 2023 CMA Awards performance alongside Chris Stapleton and Dwight Yoakam brought the audience to tears, proving that her voice remains as powerful and emotive as ever. Love, loss, and the long road to peace. Patti Loveless's personal life has always remained private, but it has deeply shaped her artistry. Her experiences in love and heartbreak mirror the emotional storytelling in her music. She has been married twice, first to Terry Loveless and later to Emery Gordy Jr., who became both her life partner and creative collaborator. Her first marriage, beginning in 1976, was defined by youthful ambition and the struggle of two artists trying to build careers. Their relationship was strained by long separations, financial hardship, and the pressures of Nashville life. After a decade together, they divorced in 1986. Although the marriage ended, the pain and growth from that period deeply influenced her later songs. The breakup became fuel for the emotional intensity that would define her greatest performances. Emery Gordy Jr., a partner in life and music. After the divorce, Patti faced years of rebuilding. During that time, she met Emery Gordy Jr., a gifted musician, songwriter, and producer whose work with legends like Elvis Presley and Emmylou Harris was already well established. When they began working together professionally, their chemistry was undeniable. Gordy understood Patti's voice, her storytelling instincts, and her emotional range. Their creative partnership flourished, and in 1989 they married, beginning one of country music's most stable and enduring unions. Their relationship marked a new chapter of personal peace and artistic success. Together, they navigated the highs and lows of the industry while maintaining a grounded, loving partnership. Emery became not only her husband, but her creative anchor, helping shape some of her most memorable recordings. The Unspoken Bond with Vince Gill. After decades of silence, Patti Loveless has finally spoken about her relationship with Vince Gill. Their connection was never built on tabloid drama or romantic speculation. It was a deep, mutual respect rooted in music and humanity. Loveless described Gill as more than a duet partner. He was a friend who stood by her when the spotlight dimmed, when she doubted herself, and when she needed to remember why she fell in love with music. Their collaboration began in the early 1990s when both were at the height of their fame. Their duets, like My Kind of Woman, My Kind of Man, became classics, praised for seamless harmonies and a chemistry that felt spiritual. Loveless recalled that when they sang together, it wasn't just two voices, it was two hearts speaking the same language. A friendship, built on trust and loyalty. Loveless credits Gill with being one of the few artists who truly understood her as a performer and a person. She said he pushed her to trust her instincts and sing from a deeper place, an uncommon gift in an industry that often rewards perfection over truth. She described how, during recording sessions, Gill would stand quietly with his eyes closed, listening fully, then offer words that struck at the core. "Patty, don't overthink it. Just tell the story." Over the years, their professional partnership grew into a deep friendship built on trust and mutual admiration rather than competition. Loveless spoke honestly about how difficult the country music world can be, especially for women, but having an ally like Gill made all the difference. "In this business," she said, "you meet people who smile for the cameras but disappear when things get hard. Vince was never that kind of person." A sacred moment. George Jones's funeral. One of the most powerful moments of their friendship came at George Jones's 2013 funeral. Loveless and Gill performed "Go Rest High on That Mountain," and their voices moved the audience to tears. The performance wasn't planned to become what it did. Loveless said Gill began to break down mid-song, and she simply followed her heart, reaching for harmony. The music carried them through, transforming grief into a shared act of healing. "I'll never forget that moment," she said. "It reminded me of the sacred power of music to heal, even when words fail." That day wasn't just a performance, it was proof of the emotional bond between them, a bond that has lasted through decades of change. Outro. A legacy built on love, truth, and music. Patty Loveless's words about Vince Gill are more than a tribute to a musical partnership. They're a testament to what true friendship looks like in an industry built on competition. She described Gill as family, not by blood, but by bond. "We've walked through so much together," she said. "The highs, the heartbreaks, the quiet years." Her reflection reminds fans that the heart of country music isn't charts or fame. It's connection, humility, and love. After years of silence, her voice has finally spoken the truth, that the greatest gifts in music are not awards or sales, but the people who stand beside you when the lights go out. And in her story, Vince Gill remains one of those rare souls who lifts others up simply because he can.